G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be recapping 2022 as it is the final day of the year, New Year's Eve. We're going to be talking all the way from round one, obviously the Eels are taking on the Titans, all the way to that grand final game and all the big moments of 2022. Starting off back in February with the All-Stars game between the Maori All-Stars and the Indigenous All-Stars. A great game of footy. David Fifita had an absolute breakaway run that I will never forget. The ceremony pre-game I will never forget. I got to meet Hamiso. It was just a absolutely unreal experience. Also got to meet Jesse Ramey on the night. The stadium was loud. We hadn't had footy for a while. Obviously, it's now not being played in Sydney or even in Australia. It's off to New Zealand next year, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But the All-Stars in February was fantastic. Next up was all the preseason games. Obviously, Parramatta took on the Dragons, and then I went to the Roosters and Tigers, as well as the Raiders and Manly. And Josh Papali'i, in good spirits, gave me his boots from the pre-season match. I've still got them. Absolutely stoked after interviewing him, and he's a great bloke. And I'm there in those Roosters colours for the game, and you will see me again at some point in the season in those, and you can see the look on my face getting those boots. Just one of those great moments of the year. Two teams I was absolutely wrong about this year, the Raiders and the Cowboys. I had them bottom four. Obviously, these teams were top eight and the Cowboys were dominant. One pick of the year that I am proud of was the Melbourne Storm outside the top four, finishing in fifth. Both Parramatta and Penrith finished in the top four where I put them. I did have Manly winning the comp. Bit of a silly decision, that one. Love doing my pre-season predictions every year and seeing how they went. And obviously, clickbait there, Bulldogs top 8. I had them around 10th position, and they did miss out on the 8. Round 1 finally came around, and Parramatta at home got a controversial win over the Gold Coast Titans. And I'll tell you what, one of the highlights of the day, as you can see it, I got to meet GI, Greg Inglis. I was stoked. Good to get a win on the board at home. As I said, controversial, first win of the season, and I still remember Brad Arthur's smile saying, "It's win number 1. Let's keep them coming." Just a great day out. Good afternoon, good weather too. Next up, due to my mate's birthday party, which you can see this delicious meal, this is how I spent the Storm versus Eels game. I was eating nervously, I was drinking, and we won it in Golden Point. It's an absolutely brilliant game. Pappenhausen streaks away, scores a great try, and then Ray Stone with the match-winning try off the post. Unforgettable, and what a meal. In April, I made the trip for the first time up to Cbus Super Stadium to watch the Titans play the Eels, me versus BKR Sport. And look, it was great to see my friend AJ. It was great to see BKR Sport. I had a great night up at the Gold Coast, and good game of footy, a good close game. Parramatta looked like they had it completely, but ended up being a close game, and the bus was very grateful to meet some players afterwards. Now, Parramatta may have had a shock loss with the Tigers paying $10, and it was Easter Monday. A good record normally against the Tigers, but anyway, took the L. Got to meet Olin Tekkers, which was absolutely awesome, out the front of the stadium. My uncle from England went to his first NRL game. Can't wait for him to come back to Oz, take him back to another NRL game. Hopefully a more exciting one, but still, it was a quality game of football. Before Parramatta became the first team to win in Penrith at 2 years and get the job done, I think it was 22-24 or 22-20, but we got the job done. This was my pre-game meal, surf and turf, and I got to meet Billy Slater as he was coming out of the restaurant or into the restaurant around that time. Great night in Penrith, and once again, I know, good food. Myself, Emily, Caitlin and Nick went to Top Golf up at the Gold Coast, and look at our food and drinks. It was a great time. Always love going to Top Golf, and we were all getting excited because Magic Round was just around the corner. But yeah, a great little night out, great afternoon. On the first day of Magic Round, before I sat in a Starbucks and had Starbucks for the very first time in my life, I ran into Daly Cherry Evans and Ruben Garrick out the front. Now, if you haven't seen my vlog from day one of Magic Round, go and check it out. I was a human claw. It was the most crazy experience. Ended up winning this Queensland Maroons signed jersey, so it was pretty unreal. I was strapped up. I was put very, very high. Bit scary at first. I think I picked a Rabbitohs ball from memory. And once I got the ball, got the prize, and I was absolutely stoked to choose between a Maroons or Blues jersey from 2021. Couldn't believe after all this time I finally got to watch Golden Point at Magic Round between the Titans and the Dragons. Asako scores a match winner in the rain. Absolutely crazy back and forth game. The Dragons, it was theirs to lose, and they literally did lose it, but I got to watch Golden Point after all these years. In May, I was lucky enough to see one of my favourite Australian artists, the Kid Laroi, perform at Kudos Bank, but before he performed, no one knew it was happening. He was at the Maccas, he stood on the table, handed me some Maccas, there's a video of it, and then played some songs on the table which appeared later on TMZ. It was an unreal night, unreal concert, and great to meet Charlton. When the Cowboys took on the Panthers at Penrith, for us it was more than that. It was YouTubers' night out. Kieran Sports Vlogs, Nick from Australia, Sam Revel, Proenzo Vids, and CJ Moxley. We were all out in Penrith. It was a fun night. Most of them going for the Cowboys. I was on the Panthers, the home team at this game. Absolutely fun night out, and we can't wait to do it again in 2023. The Bulldogs defeated Parramatta at ANZ Stadium or Accor Stadium in a huge score, but got to see Josh Addo-Carr once again. Got this group photo, me and Tom, the only Parramatta fans in the photo, but it's a great photo nonetheless. And look, we enjoyed being there close up at the game. I think we were only 2 rows back, so very good seats at that game between the Bulldogs and Eels. It was absolutely insane to meet some of my idols, Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum from one of my favourite shows of all time, Smallville. I got Michael to write I Am the Villain of the Story on a DVD of Season 5. I got I'm Sorry I Couldn't Save You, Lex, written by Tom Welling. Got a photo with each of them, with the signature as well for Tom. It was awesome to meet them. I bought some cool artwork from some cool artists. It was a great day out at Supernova. Went up to Albert Bishop Park, the home of the North Devils, wearing my 18th man Maroons jersey, getting ready for my 100th vlog, just a day away. Obviously, the Origin Game 3, was excited to be back in Queensland, and that's what we're talking about next. Once more, thank you to everyone for watching my vlogs and congratulating me on 150. What a game. Ben Hunt with that match-winning try, obviously. Great to get the win up at Suncorp, again in the face of adversity with lots of out. Loved my outfit, loved the night. The atmosphere was unreal. One of the best sporting experiences in my life. I sat front row and took my nan and my sister to the Parramatta Eels versus the New Zealand Warriors. From memory, I don't think I vlogged the entire game. I think I just filmed a little bit of the perspective of where I was sitting, but great seats and enjoyed it. In Melbourne, I got to watch my Western Bulldogs versus the D's in a grand final rematch. I got to watch Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, a musical that I've been looking forward to, a play for a long time. It was absolutely brilliant. And then this at the MCG, Collingwood and Essendon, a win after the siren. Again, one of the craziest, if not the craziest, sporting moment I've witnessed in my life. It was incredible atmosphere. Love this ground. After Para got their revenge against the Bulldogs at home, I absolutely love Matty Burton. It's someone I've wanted a photo with for a while, and to get this happy snap with Matty Burton post-game after a loss was great, so thank you very much to Matthew Burton. In the final round of the season on a Friday night, the opening game of Allianz between the two oldest rivals, the Roosters and the Rabbitohs, a joint vlog with Hainsey, a great night out, amazing seat for this opening game at Allianz. Great food, great drinks, just all round great, and good to get the Roosters shirt out there again for the vlog. Speaking of the final round, the Dragons and the Broncos, post-game, I got Paddy Carrigan's match sock and he signed it, which was absolutely unreal. Also got Jacob Host's an old jersey. He's wearing the number 16 in that jersey. It's signed as well with the tracker still in it, so two awesome little gifts after. Myself, Matt, Troy, and our illustrious host Adam just enjoyed bringing you Talking Para in 2022, and we can't wait to bring it back. Olin Techers loves listening to the show. You guys love listening to the show. We had fun going to some games together, taking photo, or whether we're just jumping on, having a chat. We will be back in 2023, and we enjoy the podcast. We can't wait to speak to you throughout the pre-season as well as the season itself. We hope you guys are enjoying Talking Para, and yeah, thank you for listening to it. As Parramatta were 2 wins away from a grand final spot after a loss in Penrith, I got out my L Eels mask and my old jersey, but it was 2005 signed jersey. It hardly fit me, and it was an absolute omen as we beat the Raiders to advance to a prelim in Townsville. I screamed my head off in Townsville. I absolutely screamed my head off. So did everyone around me. We banged the drum. We got loud. We got drunk. We did it all. It was absolutely unreal to get this win in Townsville. We were so loud at the stadium and absolutely loved riding around these scooters that they have in Townsville post-game. Well, it wasn't the result us Eels fans were hoping for, but we got our spot in the grand final against the Panthers. And look, I enjoyed the night out. It was great with Emily and BKR Sport. We did a joint vlog together. And yeah, it was definitely tough, but we enjoyed it. Whether it be the game beforehand, the pre-game entertainment, or the game itself. It was a nice afternoon out, so thank you. In one of the craziest moments for me of the year, I went in a helicopter over Sydney Harbour and Manly, and it was unreal. I was on the left-hand side, leaning against the glass. You were all suited up, so you were safe. The pilot would talk to you through the headset, so you basically wouldn't hear anything else, like the propeller. Unreal photos, unreal sights, would do it again. Never expected to do this as I hate heights, but it was something personal for me that I love doing. And finally, guys, which is lastly a spoiler for a video that is coming out a while away, pulled the best merchandise pull yesterday in a mystery box, which was an OJ Simpson helmet. Love collecting sports merchandise and couldn't believe it. Was absolutely stoked. You'll see the full video, and this bad boy is worth a lot. It's not for sale. It's got a nice box to go with as well. So it was one of the highlights to end the year, quite literally. A few years ago at the school formal, when they gave me the most likely to become a famous YouTuber, I thought they were joking. But here I am now, a confident NRL creator. I've went from making reaction videos and review to doing this content regularly for you guys. I can't wait to bring it all again in 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm now going to include a little bit of a graph as well as you guys' favourite videos and moments of the year. Your favourite collab of 2022 was my grand final vlog with BKR Sport. In second spot was Hainsey's Allianz opening, and just behind that is a video that will be coming out in the coming weeks, jersey ranking of 2023 with Mr. Luke Sports. But thank you to all 74 of you who voted for the first category. With a whopping 62% from 66 votes, the vlog of the year was the Cowboys versus Eels, Parramatta getting into the grand final. In second place, it was tied between the Panthers-Cowboys YouTubers Night Out and the Game 3 Origin Suncorp. I thought the Suncorp video would have had a lot more votes personally. I think it's a great video, but I can understand this Cowboy versus Eels after so long, and Cowboys obviously leading the match at home, looking like they've got the job done. But thank you to everyone who voted again. From 51 votes, your favourite tip of the year was the Tigers to beat the Broncos at Suncorp with 73%. Also predicted in round 8 the exact score, the game to go to Golden Point, but the wrong team to win, and then tied again there with the Raiders 13 plus at the time against the Rabbitohs, where they were paying at least $5. They were huge odds just to win, but they flogged them, and I tipped that. The biggest shock of 2022 was breaking the Golden Point curse with 61% of the vote up at Magic Round there. In second was me breaking a tier as Parramatta made the grand final, and that was pretty close between the rest of the votes. But there you go. The Golden Point curse is broken after 162 games. I expected this to be much closer, but the best post-game chat went to Reid Marnie, who joked about winning or making the grand final, and I didn't believe him, but he did it, and I'm proud, and good luck at the Bulldogs, my friend. And in second place, Parramatta Ria Junior Paulo getting the second spot, and then third place was AJ Brimson for the Gold Coast chat between the Titans and the Eels. Lastly, everyone, before you start the new year, you are most looking forward in 2023 to my ladder predictions with 51%. You're looking forward to these LA vlogs and trip with 19%. Looking forward to the rematch with the Panthers with 23%. So have a great New Year's Eve, and thanks for watching, guys.